वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेशमनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्य माव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्धियं येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः। मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते जयः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगै मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिरमौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेऽतीव मे प्रियः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु शुभं भूयात् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
उपस्थित भगवत भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखार बिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
जय श्री कृष्ण, जय गुरुदेव। On behalf of Swami Geeta Kiran ji and Guru Bhai Joshi ji, I wish you all a very warm welcome and thank you for being with us this evening. Unfortunately, Swami Geeta Kiran ji as well as Guru Bhai Joshi ji will not be able to make it today due to prior commitments, but they have asked me to convey their regrets to you. Having said that, I would like to invite our Guru Bhai Dr. Narendra Kapoorji of Geeta Ashram, New York, to please take it from here for 20 minutes. Dr. Kapoorji, Jai Shri Krishna. Dr. Kapoorji, unmute yourself. I have noticed that he's been having some problems with his camera. So Dr. Prasadji, if it's okay with you, you could start with your 20 minutes and then we'll give him the 20 minutes after yours. Would that be okay?
Perfectly all right.
Yeah, let him fix his camera in the meantime. So Dr. Prasadji, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Vansi Vibhushitara Navanirdabha Pitambara Darunabhimbapaladarosta Purnendu Sundaramukhat Arvindanetrat Krishnat Param Kimapi Tattvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Divine souls, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. As you know, we are going through the Yagya segment in chapter 4, and we have so far covered up to verse 28 and dealt with 10 Yagya so far. Let us now look into the Yagya number 11, which is given in verse 29. Bhagwan says, Apane juhvati pranam prane panam tatha pare pranayana gati ruddhva pranayama parayana apane yujati pranam prane panam tatha pare. Apare means others. What they do, they offer as a sacrifice apane, that is outgoing breath, into pana, that is the incoming breath. And prana pan gati ruddhva pranayam parayanaha, restraining the course of the outgoing and incoming breath. Prana apana gati ruddhva, that means restrain the course of movement of air, incoming and as well. Pranayama parayana, totally absorbed in the restraint of breath, concentrating on the movement of breath. What happens? They establish direct relations between the movement of air inside and movement of air going outside. So you see, there is a relationship between the incoming breath and outgoing breath. Now, as you know, as a doctor, we know, as everybody has experienced, that the mind has direct relationship with breathing. Those who are agitated, they pant, start panting. Without any reason, they are sitting. But suddenly their mind, out of fear, when there is a fear, they get excited. And excited, the breathing goes. So without having, when you are running, that's fine. You need more air. And then you pant, that is okay. That's a normal thing because you need more oxygen for the supply of oxygen to the muscles. So if you are running and you have rapid breath, that is taken as normal. But you are sitting and suddenly you are afraid, you are frightened. Even in the dream, when you are having a dream which is very horrorful, then you get breathing goes up and down rapidly. On the other hand, if you are sitting quiet and you're meditating on something, you will find that your breathing becomes shallow. There's no rapid breathing. So there is a connection between the agitated mind and breathing, or the quiet mind and the breathing. There is also a relationship between prana and breathing. Breathing is not just prana, or this prana is not just breathing. Breathing is a process of air going in and air going out. What is prana? Prana is the energy which provides this process of incoming breath and outgoing breath to carry on, to go ahead. So in order to have the pranavayu going in and out, whatever energy is required, that is provided by prana energy. And yogis, they know how to control the movement of air, both coming in and outward, as well as the holding of breath at the end of the inspiration, as well as at the end of expiration. So these are the powers which prana provides for the person who has trained himself in this science of air movement inward and outward. And what is required, that there should be equipoise between this prana and apan, because that is essential for meditation. Now let us look at some of the important elements of this process of breathing, taking in the air and having the breath going out. The points which one has to make note of is what we call apanavayu, that is the incoming air. When we say pranavayu, that is outgoing air. But the seat of apanavayu is supposed to be navel, below the navel, while pranavayu seat is the heart. Now, there is a relationship between this statement of pranavayu near the heart and the apanavayu below the navel. It has a relationship with the diaphragmatic movement. You see, when the breathing takes place, there are at least two types of breathing. One is the coastal breathing, where the ribs and the muscles between the ribs and that of sternum. I don't want to go into the anatomy and the physiology of movement of how this takes place. It's a very detailed thing one can do, the angulation of rib and the muscles and all. I don't want to take you into those. I'm a doctor, so I have got some understanding also. Dr. Kapoor will be also knowing all these things. But in simple way is that there is a diaphragm which contracts, and when it contracts, then it creates a negative pressure in the thorax, in the chest, and that's how air gets sucked in because of the negative pressure to field. And when it relaxes, then the diaphragm goes up and the air is exhaled out. That's why those yogis may not have the knowledge of science that much, but they know when the air goes in, there is a movement of belly. So there is a belly movement and chest movement. They understand better, and they call it belly movement and the chest movement. And that's how the seat of apanavayu is said to be at down. When the diaphragm goes down, then that is the one incoming air makes the diaphragm go down. And when there is outgoing air, then it is at the level of the heart. This is understanding for those who are adept in pranayama movement, and they know this. I will come to that a bit later. Let us go through some of the technical words which are used in connection with pranayama. The left nostril is supposed to be the Chandra Nari, and the right nostril is the Surya Nari. So Maharaji has he does very often. You will find that the moment he finds there is some irregularity, he will do that in the midst of everybody. Everybody is looking at him and he will do it and set it right. So he knows how to control this, what is should be right and what is wrong, he understands. And very soon he will do that and get settled. You will see him doing this and stopping. That means he knows that it has been done. So the left side is the Chandra Nari and right is the Surya Nari. Then the inhalation, that means when the air is taken in, it is called Purak. That means full. Lung full ho jata hai, wo inhale karne se. Or when you exhale, it's called Rechak. Then there's a holding of breath. That means at the end of inhalation, when you take in the air, and then hold on, that is called Antarik Kumbha. It's called Kumbha. That is at the end of holding, at the end of inhalation, when you hold on, that's called Antarik Kumbha. And then holding up breath at the end of exhalation, when we exhale and then we stop, that's called Vaya Kumbhak. So there's two Kumbhak, Purak Rechak, and going through air, left side Chandra Nari, right side Surya Nari. Once this fundamental principle is understood, then we'll go on to understand what is the way to perform this pranayam. This pranayam, normally one starts with the left side and you take the deep breath. That is the Apan Vayu. Apane yujati pranam. When we do this yagya, in this pranayam yagya, in this yagya, what happens? One has to sacrifice the incoming air and allow that to let the diaphragm move downwards. So there is that incoming air gets absorbed into the outgoing air. That is called sacrifice of Apan Vayu into Prana Vayu. Similarly, when the outgoing air is brought out along with the incoming air, it comes outside. That is sacrifice of Apan Vayu into the Prana Vayu outgoing air. So this process is performed in pranayam. When we take from, it generally understood that you take from the left side and you hold the breath after the end of inspiration, and in the mind you count 18 times Bhagwan ka naam, ya Ram, in the mind, so that the timing is there. So 16 times when you do that, holding kumbhak, then we exhale, and that kumbhak, the 8 times you do. So 16 times and 8 times. So incoming from the left side and right side, you exhale out. That is one cycle. And that's how yogis train themselves in the process of pranayam, and gradually they would like to keep it in such a way that it is balanced. There is equipoise between the two. And that has been mentioned in verse 27 and 28 of chapter 5, where it has been mentioned, Sprasana kritva vahiravakyam chasukschevantare bruvo pranapanau samo kritva nasabhyantare charino yatendriya mano buddhir mulirmoksha parayanaha vigatekshavaya krodho yah sada mukta eva saha. What happens? Say, sprasana kritva bahir sprasan vahyang sprasan bahir kritva. That means keep the external objects outside. What that means? It means that you keep your attention away, inside, away from the outside environment. From the world outside, you keep your attention inside, within. That is, Bahyans Prasan. Prasan is one of the external objects. Sabda Spars Rupa Ras Gandha. So there is a representation of one of the external objects. So the idea is to keep the external objects outside. You remember last time when we talked about the process of this purification, then we talked about this Deva Yagya, and we talk about the outside world, that Samasti Prakriti. So you keep your all objects which are there in the environment, in the outside, away. So that is Jagat. You keep withdrawn from Jagat, withdraw inside. When you do that, and then of course this is a process of sitting down and meditating. This is given in chapter 5. Nasa Vyantara Charino, that within the eye frame, within the eyebrows junction, you put the eye there. And then incoming, the important point here to make is the making equal the outgoing and ingoing breath that moves through the nostrils. And when you do that, that you are verily free. You are muktaha. You are not entangled in the world. You are free from the world. So that is the process one needs to practice. And in that practice, the idea is to have the balance, equipoise between the two movements through two ways. There is another mention of pranapano samoyukta in chapter 15, verse 14, where it is said, aham vaiswanaro bhutva praninam deha masritaha pranapana samayukta pachamennam chaturbhujam. You know, saman vayu is responsible for the digestive process. And in the process of digestion, which is also a kind of prana, we talked about 5 prana, of that is saman is there, which is responsible for the digestive. But important point here is that one needs to again have the equipoise between prana and apan. Samayukta. You have the prana and apan vayu, they are made to be equipoised so that the function of digestive process also, it helps there as well. In fact, the whole system in the body is very much dependent or very much goes with the ability of the yogi to establish their attention onto the mind, get mind to not, in order to have meditation, in the process of meditation, the establishment or equipoise of mind is very, very important. And since that has connection with the breathing process, those who are adept in pranayam, they are able to control the two movements, make it equipoised so that the mind remains undisturbed and able to meditate on the point, the lakshya जो उनका होता है, जो गोल होता है, जिस पर कंसंट्रेट करना होता है, ओम या जो भी मंत्र पर कंसंट्रेशन करना होता है, मन को स्थिर रखना, शांत रखना, अपने बस में रखना, बाहर के एनवायरनमेंट से बचा के रखना, unaffected रखना उसको. Once they do it, they are able to concentrate onto the Ishta Devata or onto the mantra which they have established, and thereby help in the process of getting one with Brahma. Now, after having done that, then next, have my time, is my time up?
Yeah, Dr. Prasadji, we have 20 minutes for Dr. Kapurji. We can continue next week.
Thank
you
very much.
Thank you.
Jai Sri Krishna, everybody. I stop here.
Jai Sri Krishna. Dr. Kapurji, over to you.
Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna. And Ram Ramji, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. There were certain technical difficulties. I was with my son's residence, and my grandson was trying to help me, and it took time. So I submit my profound apologies to the audience, and especially Dr. Prasad ji and my dear friend Peter ji. Om Geeta Shasmedham Punyam Ya Pathet Priyata Puman Vishnu Padam Vaproti Bhai Shokadi Varjitaha Gita Adhyan Shilasya Pranayam Parasya Cha Naiva Santi Hi Papani Purvajanam Kritani Cha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansichanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagat Gurum. Prasadji, I was listening to you very attentively today, and your description of the meditation and prana, apan, and the whole technical process were very elaborative and very impressive. Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom. Today, I just want to touch quickly one topic, कि दिव्यम दधामि ते चक्षु. ये दिव्य दधामि ते चक्षु, ये दिव्य दृष्टि क्या होती है, इसको हमें देखना है. Srimad Bhagavad Gita was emanated from the lotus lips of Lord Krishna 5,000 years before in the battle of Kurukshetra in Punjab in India. That is historical fact. But Kurukshetra is the perpetual battle within our body also. So there are Devtas and Rakshas. There are Pandavas and Kauravas. Bhisham Pitama, Lord Krishna is the divine warranty that I am seated in the heart of everybody. So he is there. And we are the Arjuns. All human mankind represents, Arjun is the personification. It's a dialogue between man and Almighty God himself, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So we are all Arjuns. Arjun asked on our behalf कि दिव्य दृष्टि क्या होती है. तो दिव्य दृष्टि का हमें पता नहीं है. And in the absence of that wisdom, we are entangled in the process of rituals. छोटे छोटे पूजा, छोटे छोटे पाठ, प्रसाद ले लिया, प्रसाद दे दिया, 15-20 मिनट मंदिर में चले गए, व्रत रख लिया. These are the just touch up. It has no deep spiritual growth meaning. So what is Divya Drishti? दिव्य दृष्टि के बिना ईश्वर की प्राप्ति हो नहीं सकती. भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने कहा है कि ये जो तेरी अर्जुन, तेरी ये जो चमड़े की आंखें हैं, फ्लैश की बनी, इससे तो मुझे नहीं देख सकता. I have to bestow upon you the wisdom of celestial being. जो दिव्य दृष्टि है उसके थ्रू तो देख सकता है. तो the question comes up for a common man, what is दिव्य दृष्टि? दिव्य दृष्टि किसको कहते हैं और कैसे प्राप्त हो सकती है? So we are going to touch this topic lightly because time is I always respect time. So Divya Drishti means that until and unless you are attached to your own world, things, ideas, people, possessions, ईश्वर के दर्शन नहीं हो सकते. You are living in your own world and ईश्वर is कोसों कोसों दूर है, वो आपको मिल ही नहीं सकते. लेकिन मन की थ्री स्थितिज हैं, 3 stages हैं, सात्विक stage, राज and तामसिक. Until and unless we connect ourselves to the divine forces, cosmic energy, उतनी देर तक हमें दिव्य दृष्टि नहीं मिल सकती. Common man on this planet, they are all connected to the things, to the world of I-ness. उसके साथ connected हैं. बच्चों के साथ, फैमिली के साथ, पोजेशन के साथ, बैंक बैलेंसेस, नेम एंड फेम एंड हेल्थ इश्यूज एंड ऑल दोट स्टफ्स. तो ईश्वर उसमें नहीं है, वो तो आपकी अपनी दुनिया है. रही चलो इसी में रह के हम चले जाते हैं और रिवॉल्विंग डोर के थ्रू हम घूमते रहते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू द थियरी ऑफ द लॉ ऑफ कर्मा. तो इस चक्कर से छूटने के लिए दिव्य दृष्टि बहुत जरूरी है. और दिव्य दृष्टि का मतलब ये डिसोशिएट योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड ऑफ अटैचमेंट्स. अटैचमेंट के जितनी देर आप उसको कंट्रोल नहीं करते, मैनेज नहीं करते थ्रू द टेक्निक ऑफ मेडिटेशन, जो अभी प्रसाद जी ने शेयर किया है, देयर इज अ प्रोसेस, टेक्निकल प्रोसेस. जितनी देर वो हम उस टेक्निक को यूज नहीं करते, वी आर नॉट अवे फ्रॉम द अटैचमेंट. The art of attachment does not mean कि आपने अपनी चीजें सारी फेंक देनी है, घर को छोड़ के भाग जाना है, बैंक बैलेंस खाली कर देना है, घर को आग लगा देनी है, नहीं, लोगों से बोलना छोड़ देना, नहीं. That is not detachment. Detachment, you have to find the word in attachment. इन चीजों को यूज करो, but develop the फाइन ट्यून दृष्टि. उसमें डिटैचमेंट देखो कि these things will go away, they will fade away. हेल्थ चली जाएगी, वेल्थ चली जाएगी, सब कुछ चला जाएगा. बिकॉज दिस वर्ल्ड इज न्यूनेस. न्यूनेस में हम रह रहे हैं, पल पल चिल हम बदल रहे हैं. तो इतनी बड़ी एक एविडेंस है इन फ्रंट ऑफ आवर आईज, और उसी के साथ हम जुड़े हुए हैं, उसी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. तो इसलिए ये जितना हम करते हैं छोटे मोटे ईश्वर की अराउंड, मंदिरों में, गुरुद्वारों में, चर्चेज में, सिनागॉग्स में, मॉक्स में और धर्म स्थलों में भी, वो रिचुअल्स हैं, रिचुअल्स हैं. वो खुद अटैचमेंट में फंसे हुए हैं. मैंने एक बार एग्जांपल दी थी कि एक वेरी हाईली एजुकेटेड कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिसर स्वामी जी के साथ गया, कहता कि स्वामी जी मैंने आपका प्रवचन सुना है, वो आपने बहुत सब कुछ जो कहा है ठीक कहा है, मैं आपके साथ जाना चाहता हूँ हरिद्वार, आपके आश्रम में रहना चाहता हूँ. तो महाराज जी ने कहा ठीक है चलना, चलो. वो जॉब छोड़ के चला गया एंड वहाँ आश्रम में जाके कहता कि महाराज जी मैं क्या करूँ. उन्होंने कहा बेटा तू आश्रम को मैनेज कर. तो देन यू रिपोर्टेड टू मी आफ्टर 1 year. तो उसने रिपोर्ट दी आफ्टर 1 year इट वाज एक्सीलेंट. आश्रम वाज इकोनॉमिकली एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल. तो इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट ही सबमिटेड हिज रिपोर्ट. तो स्वामी जी ने उसको अपने पास बुलाया कि बेटा ये तो वहाँ भी करता था, जिस वहाँ तुझे पैसे भी मिलते थे, जहाँ मैं तो तुझे कुछ देता ही नहीं हूँ. तेरे मन की जो स्थिति है, जो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड हैज नॉट चेंज्ड. You better go back and do your job. You are not yet ready. So this is just the illustration. So this जब दिव्य दृष्टि होती है, that is the detachment in attachment. चीजों से डिटैच होना पड़ेगा. It is either or, not both sides. तो जब ईश्वर से हम मिलते हैं, उसका लिटमस टेस्ट है. आप में कंपैशन आता है, एम्पैथी आती है, सेल्फलेसनेस आ जाती है. यू आर लिविंग फॉर गॉड, बाय गॉड, ऑफ गॉड. उसको कहते हैं दिव्य दृष्टि. फिर ईश्वर आपके अंदर भी दिखाई देते हैं, आपके बाहर भी दिखाई देते हैं, क्योंकि आप में कंपैशन है. अदरवाइज हमें दिखाई नहीं देते. और जितनी देर ईश्वर से बात नहीं होती, वो स्पिरिचुअल प्रगति होती नहीं है आपकी. स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ इज जीरो. रिचुअल्स में कभी स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ नहीं है. ये एक वहम है, डिसेप्शन है. So the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita is that when Arjun got that Divya Drishti, then he understood that who is helping him. तीर तो वो चलाते थे, लेकिन तीर की डायरेक्शन, स्पीड, वेलोसिटी, it was all managed through the chariot. वो उसकी जो मूवमेंट थी चैरिट की, वो भगवान श्री कृष्ण के हाथ में लगाम है. ऐसे ही हमारी लगाम भी भगवान श्री कृष्ण के हाथों में है, हमारे हृदय में बैठे हैं. तो इस बात को समझकर हमें अपना सब कुछ मेरा I'm sorry.
We still have 9 minutes. You
Oh,
still have 9 minutes.
Peterji, I am just trying to find where I was. This.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were looking at
Oh,
the time.
just a minute. So I think my presentation, let me just stop it right here. I will take up at some other time because there's a technical issue. This is not my computer. So kindly excuse me, and I submit my apology again and for this inconvenience, and this is my fault, and I entirely accept my responsibility. And back to you, Peterji. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
Not to worry, Dr. Kapoorji. I guess since we have another 9 minutes, we can have a little discussion between ourselves. If anybody has any questions, we can have that kind of a discussion for the rest of the time. Can you stop? Yeah. If anyone has a question, please raise your hand and or a comment. And anybody, go ahead. Okay, Amonji, you have raised your hand. Sorry, I did not see that. Amonji, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Jai Shri Krishna to all. Thank you, Dr. Prasadji and Dr. Kapoorji. And it was really inspiring. I'm always constantly, I don't have will, you know. I'm a very young, actually. I will let you know, I'm 27. I'm not young, but I think I'm the youngest here. I don't have will to work. It's really, I don't know, it's strange. I cannot explain. It's like, it's very fluctuating. But I was normally not like this. There was a time I was totally lean. I was totally submerged and, you know, surrendered to Krishna. Whatever I do, I would only think of Radhe Krishna and Gurudev Maharaj before doing anything. Then certain, you know, I was very less knowledgeable also, I would say, and I was really you know, felt behind the world. So I started learning a lot of things, you know, even astrology, many things, numerology, why things happen, you know, evolution and many things. And then it all messed up my mind. I lost the faith. I lost the, you know, many things. And then what happened is that I realized later on, the person that I've become, I don't have will. I mean, my will is lost, like anything. Like I'm doing something for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, I'm gone. I'm lost. I'm not even willing to do that. I'm not even finishing it. Vice versa, I was not even like this. I was totally opposite. So I'm really in a messed up situation. And I realized there are two doctors in this. And when they spoke, I mean, I don't know Kapoorji is a doctor or not, but he sounded like a doctor to me. But Prasadji is a doctor. And there were so many scientific facts coming out from this session that I totally want to get involved with. I will be more attentive next time. But if anyone has any comments or any solution for me, please help me. I'm also newly married, so I don't want to be a messed up person from here on. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Any one of you, Dr. Prasadji, Dr. Kapoorji, anyone, or both of you.
Well, I can have some suggestion. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just muted myself.
Okay. All right. So the whole question is that there is an environment outside, there is environment within. We always talked about that in our discourses, that you have in your possession so many organs like eyes, ear, nose, skin, and taste. So all these organs, what is called sense organs, these sense organs are having tentacles. That means they have got outside. They want to get attached to their objects. These are the subjects within your body, which you know. You have got a sense of smell. You have got sense of vision. You see things. Now, take, for example, seeing. It is called Drig Drishya Vivek. There is a very big chapter. You can read that in your, if you write down Drig Drishya Vivek, then you'll see that there is something in the environment outside that is Drishya. And I, which you have, is Drik. So what is the Vivek between Drik and Drishya? What is the Vivek? You understand Vivek? What is Vivek or discrimination? Yes. Discrimination between the I, yours, and environment outside. Now, when you are having the contact, reaction takes place. And this reaction between the sense object you have and the object you have and the object outside, this is called Visaya. So there is an interaction and there is a reaction. And this changes, as you say, it has changed in your case. It changes all the time. Morning till evening, it changes. If you see the same flower in the garden, in the morning, you may have a different impression. Same flower, if you see in the evening, it is different. Why these differences take place? I'm giving just an example of a flower. It can be any object. If you see your wife in the morning and you see your wife in the evening, you are newly married, there is a different reaction. You see one lady, mother, for example, and you see your sister, for example, a young child, for example, your reaction, interaction between the sense and sense object varies very much. Why this happens? If you examine yourself, because this is individual, you talked about your own self, I can just suggest about your own self. You see where you go. How do you react when there is a contact between your sense object, sense organ, and the object outside? What kind of reaction takes place? And just keep one thing in mind, that as a result of reaction, whatever takes place, does that give God pleasure? आपके उस दृश्य से जो भी रिएक्शन होता है, क्या उससे भगवान खुश होते हैं? अगर भगवान खुश होते हैं, तो you carry on that. अगर भगवान खुश नहीं होते हैं, तो उसको भूल जाइए. You try to keep yourself away from that. That reaction जो होता है, वो vary करता है, and I cannot tell what your reaction will have somebody. I understand what is my reaction. And when you have your reaction with the same lady you see coming in front of you, coming in, you may not even see that person. You see, आंखें आपकी हैं और वो एक सुंदर लड़की सामने से चली जा रही है. ऐसा भी होता है और होना चाहिए. आपने देखा ही नहीं उसे, वो चली गई, किसी की नजर ऐसी पड़ गई कि वो भागा उसके पीछे उसके पीछे लग गया वो. और कुछ ऐसे भी हैं जिसको दिखाई ही नहीं पड़ा. पर्सन हैज नॉट सीन द पर्सन. जो यद्यपि आंख का उससे कांटेक्ट हो गया, फिर भी उसने देखा नहीं। कान के सामने तरह तरह के म्यूजिक चल रहे हैं, ढोल, तरह तरह के आजकल के जो म्यूजिक होता है आप जानते हैं कितना हाई पिच और कितना, किसी आप फंक्शन में जाइए, मैं तो परेशान हो जाता हूँ किसी फंक्शन में जाइए, इतनी इतनी तरह के बैंड क्या क्या तरह के बजते रहते हैं। लेकिन अगर आपने अपने कान को बंद कर लिया, विच इज पॉसिबल, अभी प्राणायाम की बात कर रहे थे, अभी जो बात कर रहे थे कैसे कंट्रोल किया जाता है, कैसे कंट्रोल करता है, लोग कंट्रोल किए हुए शव आसन करते हैं, मुर्दा हो गया, सांस है ही नहीं उसका, और वो कई दिनों तक लगे रह जाते हैं, और योगी लोग अपने उस समाधि में बैठे हुए हैं, सांस भी बंद है। ये तो बहुत एक्सट्रीम की बात मैं बोल रहा हूं। आसान बात यह है ओमन जी, दैट आप अपने इंद्रियों को जिससे कांटेक्ट होता है, उसका जो रिएक्शन होता है उसको देखिए, उस रिएक्शन से भगवान खुश होते हैं या उनको पसंद नहीं है। अगर भगवान को पसंद नहीं है तो उस काम को आप छोड़ दीजिए। छोड़ना आसान नहीं है। इंद्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभम मनः, इतना इतना जोर का वो अटैक होता है, इतना जोर से वो फोर्स करता है, वो शांत नहीं होता है, वो बहुत जोर फोर्स करता है और आपको ले जाएगा वहां। लेकिन स्नेह स्नेह उपरमेत बुद्धा धृति, आप धीरे 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 आप उसको रिट्रैक्ट करें। एक दिन में तो नहीं होगा, मैं कह दूं, एक दिन से नहीं होता है, इट टेक्स लॉन्ग टाइम, और लेकिन होता है, इतनी बात तो है, प्रूफ किया हुआ है, सबों ने, बड़े बड़े महात्माओं ने किया है, प्रूफ है। तब तो बता, जो उस रास्ते पर चला है वो बता सकता है आपको, और हमें इस कहने में कोई परेशानी, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है कि इंद्रियों को आप अच्छी तरह से बस में आप कर सकते हैं, अपने रास्ते को सही, गलत रास्ते को सही कर सकते हैं, और अपने को भगवान की ओर ले आ सकते हैं। उपासना एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है, बहुत बड़ी चीज है। आप उपासक हैं, आपने कहा कि मैं पहले ऐसा करता था। गुरुदेव ने कितनी तरह की बातें बताई हैं। सुबह बिछावन से उठिए, उठने के पहले आप भगवान का ध्यान कीजिए, 12वां अध्याय का पाठ कीजिए। पाठ इस तरह से नहीं कि आप एवं भक्तास्तव कृपास्तव, ऐसे नहीं, भगवान पर ध्यान दे करके। अर्जुन ने क्या प्रश्न किया?
Okay, I think
sorry.
we'll give Dr. Kapurji also the opportunity to answer, and then we will conclude. Kapurji, your response.
I think Prasad said everything, but I just want to add a couple of things that we have to set up priorities. Until and unless you devote time, when जब किसी भी चीज में हम time लगाते हैं, that becomes our top priority. So challenge yourself how much time you are devoting to explore the possibility of the spiritual growth of your inner journey. You are the judge, you are the jury, you are the defense, and you are the prosecutor. Nobody can go inside you. So you have to challenge yourself. We are shy. Most of the people, they don't challenge themselves and they continue the way they are living. Once we understand the mission on this planet, ये नहीं कि जन्म लिया और खा पी के चले गए. There is a purpose of life. So challenge yourself to answer these three questions: who am I, why I'm on this planet, and where I will go. Because whatever we do, most of the time, it becomes zero, big zero. So be very concerned that all my actions and reactions are in alliance with the spiritual growth. और उसका एक सबसे बड़ा जो आसान तरीका यही है कि 12वें अध्याय का जो पाठ है, इसमें दो चीजें छिपी हुई हैं. एक तो है भक्ति योग, एक है द साइंस ऑफ डुअलिटी. इट प्रोफेसेस कि दुनिया में, जिस दुनिया में हम रहते हैं, उसका हर चीज का अपोजिट है. So if you are looking for anything और उसका opposite है, you are always upset. If you are happy, then be ready to be unhappy. If you get something, be ready to lose it. So we are used to live in the world of duality. That is this in-depth message of chapter 12. एक तो भक्ति योग है, एक ये भी एक मैसेज है. So don't live in the world of duality. उसमें ये देखो कि what is that thing which has no opposite, and वो है peace. Happiness का तो sadness है. Peace is inside. उसके लिए जितने जब हम काम करते हैं, तो then our thinking changes. Your mind must change. जैसे perception is better than reality. एक आदमी है एम्पायर स्टेट बिल्डिंग के ऊपर खड़ा है न्यूयॉर्क में, उसको पूछो कि न्यूयॉर्क क्या है, तो वो पेंसिल्वेनिया का भी बताता है, कनेटिकट का बताता है, न्यू जर्सी का बताता है, न्यूयॉर्क का बताता है. एक आदमी टैक्सी में बैठा है फिफ्थ एवेन्यू में, उसको पूछो न्यूयॉर्क क्या है, वो दोनों साइड के स्टोर बता देगा जिस विंडो पे वो बैठा हुआ है. सो इट इज द परसेप्शन. So my humble submission is to first of all change your priorities. That what is my mission? Why I'm here? Why I'm here? It is the eternal growth. We have to merge ourselves. जिसको मोक्ष कहते हैं. It takes many years, rigorous effort with the awareness that my mission is different than the way I am living. So once you get it right, then things become clear. जैसे प्रसाद जी ने बड़ी अच्छी एक एग्जांपल दी है, रोज है. हम रोज को देखते ही नहीं है. We don't look into the rose. We pluck it and put it in the flower vase. हम समुद्र में जाते हैं. We don't appreciate what is happening inside the ocean. We are looking at the people. We never talk to the bushes. We never talk to the butterflies. जो सृष्टि वो है ईश्वर की बनाई हुई, बाकी मैन मेड है. मैन मेड में you will never find anything which can give you 100% peace of mind. So try to analyze these things which we shared with you with utmost humility, and that is put time, and make it top priority. Jai Shri Krishna.
Beautifully said, both of you, Dr. Prasadji, Dr. Kapoorji, very well explained. Amonji, even if you took one tiny thing from what they said, as Bhagwan Sri Krishna says in the 12th chapter, just take one guna, and that's all you need in life. So whatever came at you, just concentrate on that, and we truly offer our special blessings to you. And we thank you for all that you do for conducting the session today, last week, and prior to. We really appreciate it. And we wish you nothing but happiness. Lots of blessings from all of us.
Jai Shri Krishna, thank you so much, Prasad ji, thank you so much, Kapoor ji, and obviously Peter ji, you too. I took a lot of things, not only tiny thing. Yes, I did not understand the duality that's in the 12th chapter. I would then take it another time and to understand from Dr. Kapoor. But yeah, I understood many things, and I will definitely practice on it. I think consistently practicing these things may change my behavior and mood. Thank you.
Just change one word. You said it may change. Just say it will change.
Okay.
It will change. Actually, it has already changed.
Mr. Peter, I can say one single word.
Yeah.
The first thing is to come on video.
One single word I want to talk.
We want to say.
Mr. Peter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know the time is over, but I want to say only one single word. I listen all the discussion, but I want to give him one single word if he follow that one, and that is from the Guruji. What I know, one single word that it is come in the mantra. You please recite 24 hours and whole life, and you will see what you are getting in this world, which people don't have. And that is Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kansa Chanur Mardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. You must know that God resides in you. And two, Kans and Chanur, they are always inside you. They are disturbing every second, every human being in this world.
Ji.
So please, as from now, whatever you're doing, you do it. But this reside 24 hours in your life, please. And you will see all changing coming in your life. God bless you.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Very nice. Amonji, it is good to see you finally. We put a face to the name. And yeah, thank you so much once again. Sorry we went a little over today, but this was important and this was needed. We needed to surpass the time for Amonji. Having said that, thank you so much, everybody. And we will see you on Sunday as well as next Thursday. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Guru.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.